Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris with InsideTheU. Thanks for stopping by. The Miami Hurricanes completed a 3-game sweep over Niagara today, winning 11-1 in 7 innings. They get that 10-run rule in place today. They outscored Niagara 35-3 over the weekend series. A lot of positives. Starts with the starting pitching. All three of these guys, Nick, Robert, Griffin, Hugus, and Brian Walters today, were primary relievers before this season. These guys pitched really well, showed some really good strikeout stuff. Hugus with 11 strikeouts on Saturday. Walters follows that up with 10 today. Walters goes 5 innings, gives up 3 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, both in the first inning, gives up his run in the first inning. It gets a little bit shaky early on, had some nerves, he said afterwards, and definitely I'm going to post the interviews with J.D. Arteaga, Jake Ogden, Walters, and also Brandon Nagodi, a freshman who hit his first career home run today. So definitely check out the channel for those guys. But Walters really settled down, got that strikeout to end the first inning with bases loaded, and then he goes on and retires 12 straight, starting with that strikeout there. So really good stuff. Throwing 93, 95 mile-an-hour fastball, mixing a slider. Got a strikeout on a slider that was impressive to me, but also with his fastball. He was getting some swing and misses on strikeouts, but also he was spotting it, and guys from Niagara, they took a strikeout too. So his fastball was definitely working. Good to see, and good to see all three of these guys show that strikeout stuff. That's something that Arteaga really noted with how 3 of these guys performed on the weekend. It was just a highly successful weekend series. And look, is Niagara going to be the best team Miami faces all season? No, we all know that. But Niagara was an NCAA tournament team. Miami has a lot of question marks coming into this season. They were not in the tournament last year. A lot of new faces, and a lot of those new faces, particularly in the lineup, really shined throughout the weekend, starting with Bobby Marsh, the 4-hit, 4 RBI day on Friday. You saw Tanner Smith do really well too there on Saturday with 3 RBIs, the 3 hits, and you know, it was just an overall productive performance by so many new guys. And Derek Williams, I'm going to point him out today. 2 big hits, you can see him right here. Starts off with a single, again, going up the middle, drives in a couple runs, and does a good job, again, just kind of drilling the ball up the middle, and you like to see that. Derek Williams, to me, is a key part for this team in the lineup, hitting behind, you know, Galvin there in the 4 spot, and also Cuvée, who's in the 3 spot. But Derek Williams also, here in this at-bat, had a really nice double, again, going, you know, up the middle, hitting the ball hard, doesn't drive in a run as the runner stops at third, but just a good day for Derek Williams today, knocking in a couple. Bobby Marsh added a 2-run, you know, knocked in a couple more runs today. He finishes with 6 RBIs in the series, which led the team. You know, these guys are doing well. Jake Ogden played shortstop, moved over to third a little bit today because Daniel Cuvée did not play today. I was told he took a foul ball in Saturday's game early in an at-bat, and I asked JD about it afterwards, and he said, look, if it was May or June, he's definitely going to play. So nothing serious right now, but the big thing is you don't want these minor injuries to either linger and it keeps them out of the lineup, or that it affects their production when they are in the lineup. But Cuvée didn't play today. Nagodi gets that start, plays shortstop. Again, Ogden slides over to third base. Also, another injury of note, Dorian Gonzalez Jr. drove in 2 runs today. Nice single and a double each time up at bat. He drove in a run, and he tweaked something. That's all JD had said, and it just didn't want him to, you know, he was fine with him, his words, missing half the game and doesn't want to miss a bunch of games. So Dorian, you know, JD said he felt like he tweaked it on a swing, and then he had this high chopper in the top of the 4th. And you know, it was just kind of a busy day with Dorian in the field, taking ground balls, and he had to make a lot of plays. But he came out in the 4th inning, so that's something to pay attention to as Miami gets ready for the next game at FAU on Tuesday. But again, just a very productive, very successful opening weekend for a team with a lot of question marks and a lot of players looking to prove themselves. And I thought it was good. You know, JD touched on it after the first game. He didn't want his team to get overconfident with the big win, the 14-2 win, because he felt like Niagara was going to bounce back. And Miami did a great job coming out in game 2, another blowout win, and then, you know, follows it up again today, 11-1, and really caps off a really productive weekend. I think this confidence in this team should grow with these results. I know all these guys want to do well, and I think a lot of guys did do well. You know, what's interesting to me is that it's not just about the starting lineup. You know, a lot of these guys are getting in there, but all the reserves were coming in. You know, this second wave of players came in each and every game, so that was good. And the bullpen. Again, the bullpen did well too. You know, these guys coming in for an inning. I'll be very curious to see who starts on Tuesday there at FIU. JD doesn't have an announcement yet, but there were some guys that were held back. Alex Giroux was one of those guys, the Hawaii transfer. You know, maybe he could be a guy that they'll look at there to start at FAU. But midweek games are certainly important. Going 6-6 last season, which was right about where they were in every other game, but they've got to improve on that, and JD knows that. So winning more consistently in midweek games is very important. But great environment, just they had an announcement, over 8,000 fans attended on the weekend series. So that was great. It was good being back out here at the park for an actual game. So definitely was glad to do that. But so many guys, so many freshmen, and I didn't mention this, but this was the standout play to me of the game. I was just surprised and in awe of this play, and it was freshman Michael Torres standing on second base, and and he actually scored. It was a nice diving catch there. Ethan Puig had a hit to the gap there in right center, and the right fielder made a diving grab. But Torres scored from second base on a sacrifice fly, showing his speed, and he scored, slid in safely there at home, which was really impressive. You just don't see that very often. I can't recall the last time I've seen it here at Miami by a Hurricane, but it was good to see. And also too, Niagara checked at second to see if he was, if he took off on time, and the umpire ruled safe. So it was just good to see the freshmen step up. Although they're not going to be counted on a ton this year in terms of everyday lineup, Torres will be. He's a center fielder. I expect him to hold that role throughout the season. They actually moved him to the leadoff spot today as opposed to batting ninth the first two games because of the, just kind of moving the lineup there with Cuvée out, and moved Ogden to the 3 spot. But good to see some flashes from the freshmen. Degote hitting the home run. That was great. Torres, I thought Puig played well too. These guys are doing well and making plays, but certainly an exciting team, an exciting start for the Hurricanes this weekend. Definitely drop in the comments below. Let me know what you think about how this team performed. Are you excited? Cautiously optimistic? Understandably so if you are, but overall, it ends on a great weekend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. Definitely check out InsideTheU.com for more information. As I said earlier, stay tuned to the channel. I'll post interviews, the post-game interviews with coach and the players as well. Have a good rest of the weekend. Have a good rest of the day, and take care.
Oh, get in the gap. Drop. Yeah. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen,